So let's say that mom gets married to hubby number 2, and he's got a fantastic job opportunity up in Washington, D.C., okay? And so she wants to move up there with hubby number 2 and the kids. So what happens there? Well, that is where you end up in a lot of, heated litigation, because what is always controlling is what is in the best interest of the kids. And remember that public policy that I just talked about a little bit ago, which is the public policy of the state of Texas is to have both of those parents involved. So what is the, what is the court to do? Well, that's where you really have to examine what is in those kids' best interests. You might end up with a child custody evaluation. You could end up with a whole lot of other stuff, but typically the court is not going to penalize the non-possessory parent for the other parent moving away. In other words, are they going to remove that geographic restriction? That is a huge question mark. And unfortunately, it's not something where you can say, this is what typically happens, because it is all done on a case-by-case basis. So, someone might come in and have an absolutely fantastic reason. And here would be an example of that. Let's say mom wants to move. She has been the primary possessory parent of these kids. Let's say dad hasn't really been involved. Now, all of a sudden that mom wants to move away, he tries to become super dad, and he puts on that cape and he's showing up at PTA meetings and he's doing all of this, all this different stuff to try to show the court, hey, I'm super dad and I don't want my kids to be taken away. Well, as mom's attorney, what do I want to show? I want to show that this is just an act that he's putting on, that, that's great that over the past 6 months, this is what he has done since this has become an issue. But for the past 3.5 years, this yahoo hadn't really been very involved in these kids' life. He doesn't show up for the soccer games. He doesn't show up for the softball games. He doesn't show up for the volleyball games. He doesn't know who the heck these kids' teachers are. And he doesn't know what shoe size they wear either. So those are the types of things that are going to be really important for me to point out to the court when making that determination of, hey, Judge, this guy's just putting on a show. What we need to do is what is in these kids' best interest, and let these kids go with mom up to Washington, D.C. with the new husband, who also, tends to be a pretty good guy. And dad can, establish or maintain that relationship that he's got, which is a possession schedule for parents that live over 100 miles apart.